Then she'll be here.
Yeah.
You told her.
Okay, welcome to the Idea Committee meeting of October 15th, 2025. I'm calling this meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. Are there any requests to attend the meeting remotely?
No.
Okay, great. We have no requests, and so we can move on to roll call. Committee member Highsmith is absent. Committee member Cohn here. Committee member Mark.
Yeah.
Committee member Dennis, maybe just going up right now. Vice Chair Zoltowski
Here.
and Chair Fortney.
I see someone coming in my ear.
I heard a door slam.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh. What's that? See, look at me.
Diana.
There she is.
I know.
All right.
No sleep.
Long time no
You wanna come here or you wanna? Oh, okay. Come on in.
All right. Committee
There's a
member
couple.
Dennis here. Okay. Can I get a first and a second to approve the agenda, or should I say, are there any amendments anyone wants to make to the agenda?
Last meeting, right? The last meeting, the last agenda. From
The one
last
for
month?
today. No,
One for
those are the
today?
minutes. This is for today's meeting. If anyone has changes to the agenda.
I want to talk about Diwali, which is not down here as, I guess, a new business. Under E.
We could do it, we have to do it under one of the current agenda items. I think we plan to do it under work plan update.
Oh, all right.
Okay,
Can you
great.
help me understand why? I'm just wanting to know.
Because we have to, in order to make any decisions around, if there is gonna be a
Well,
decision,
yeah, whatever.
we
Okay.
have to agendize it first. As part of the public meeting.
Even if we amend it now.
Oh, because the agenda has to be posted.
So because it's
I just
7
want.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I then, in that case, can I get a first and a second to approve the agenda as it stands? First,
Second.
all in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Is there a member of the public wishing to make comment?
I'm sorry, who was the first to make?
Oh, I should have told my kids that they could watch this.
What?
They watched the city council meeting.
Did
They did?
My Rosie was like against the TV. I don't know if it'd make it easier or harder for that year, but anyway. So any members of the public wishing to make comment?
None.
Great. Moving on to the minutes from the September 17th meeting. Can I get a first and a second to
First.
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstention? Okay, thank you. Diving into old business, the work plan update and legal counsel memo. Can we get a staff report?
October 2nd, the council members reviewed and accepted the idea committee work plan. But prior to that, this legal counsel had a meeting with the chair and the vice chair regarding the impacts of the federal policies or the federal directives to the idea work plan. And so he included in this packet is the memo that he sent to staff. Basically saying that there are no real impacts of federal directives to the work plan, and so this is he says continue on, and if there's reasons that there's federal directions tied to like funding or anything like that, that's when like legal counsel can revisit this memo. But until then, it says continue and move forward with the work plan for 2025 and 2026.
You know, I don't know if this is the right place to put this, but Alex and I met with, was that the same guy that we took? I don't remember his last name, council gentleman. And he said he was going, is this independent of the work? He said he was going to go kind of talk to his people in similar small communities like ours to see what, if any, impact they were doing or not doing. And is that job that he volunteered to do, is that basically what is captured here?
Correct.
Okay,
And he also spoke with staff to see what, if there are federal monies tied to any of
okay,
the
okay,
work
so this is the
within
thing
the
that he
city.
said he was gonna do, okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions about the legal counsel memo or the presentation to the council work plan, or I guess is this something we would talk about?
Diwali. I think Kara wanted to raise the issue about the Diwali, and I think it's connected because it's part of the work plan that we
Mhm,
also
mhm.
had brought up with council.
The reason I just started out innocently enough, and that was, I didn't really know what Diwali was celebrating. So I looked at our source of all things, which is, Mr. or Ms. Google, and found out that it is a Hindu holiday, and it's certainly celebrated by other religious factions like Sikhs and Parsis, etc., that are there in that part. But it is a religious celebration and not a strictly municipal one, or even, if there's such a thing, just a national holiday, like say the equivalent of the Indian 4th of July, or I'm making that part up. So I got to thinking that that's not really part of what we do here, because there are other religious groups that would then have license to say, well, why aren't you celebrating my religious, why aren't you celebrating that? And
Mhm.
I don't believe, maybe this is my personal opinion, but I don't believe that that's was the intention of this committee back when it was formulated, for that very reason. Now, I know we have, we like the tree in the park, and I guess we could figure out how close to the line that gets, but I don't want to kind of go there. It's just to say, I'm not in favor, although I know it's too late this year to change, but I'm not in favor of including Diwali any longer for inclusion, because it's a religious one. And I don't know how to make that distinction.
I think when we put together the grant program,
Mhm.
that's when it would be a good time.
Yeah, and that's what I thought too. I thought that we can't do it now, but when we put the rules that say XYZ, and I know we're sort of closing our eyes to it for this celebration, but I think we should look for cultural context as opposed to religious context.
Can I say something there? Not that I know everything, absolutely not. Just to, maybe it's my perspective on that. The way I see it with them, the Diwali, I happen that I'll be invited on two of them. It's a little bit like, I don't know if it's Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving like, but it's a big deal for them as a family gathering. So I don't know how much is religious or not. So I'm not going into that because I have no necessarily idea on that. But the way it's seen is just maybe like our Christmas, if we celebrate Christmas, or Thanksgiving. I don't know which one to say, but I see it as a way they really just get together. It's a lovely way to just gather and have family, but also invite other folks.
Yeah, and I think I mean Festival of Lights, I think is a
Yeah,
good
that's what it's called.
comparison, because they in previous years have actually asked this committee to like review their the content, because there is a religious component to it, because the holidays are from different religions, and so they were asking us to make sure that like everything was included.
Who's asking? I'm
The
sorry.
city or Parks and Rec, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's why Masha
But why don't
has
we
been
talk about
going
we could talk about the menorah. Let's just.
well, I think they did,
We
right?
talked about it.
Yeah.
So I think if we cut off the Diwali now, a lot of people will be
Oh, no, I don't mean,
disappointed.
not
Not
now.
even now, but for the next year, because it's been celebrated here in Brisbane for a few years now.
When it wouldn't be us cutting it off, we just wouldn't be supporting it anymore. And so I think that that's why we just need to get clear on
Mhm.
with the,
Yeah.
because, and I think the other
But
piece,
will they still be able to have a
They
celebration
can
at
do
the
whatever
library?
they
No.
want.
No.
I don't know.
It's just that it won't be under our, you know how they have like supported by and sponsored by, it wouldn't be our committee.
We might also think when we're coming up with like the grant criteria that we'll only give up to $250. And so then like that would impact them too. I think that-
It's just, to me, it's with a great sensitivity to people's various faiths, all of them, or even lack of them. I think that a celebration is a wonderful thing that talks about community. But when you start talking about faiths, whether you think they're Christian or non-Christian or Muslim or, I think it's not something that we should be involved in. We could celebrate the cultural context of all of those things. You know, there's Jewish folks and Muslim folks and Christian folks and everywhere, but not
Mhm.
necessarily calling out. I mean, like I said, I didn't tell Google to write it in there, but that's what it is. And it's religious. And someone could say, well, why aren't we celebrating a Muslim holiday, for example? Why aren't we celebrating the beginning and end of Ramadan?
So the way it looks here, it's really the equivalent here. It's more like a Christmas and New Year type of celebration.
But that's the celebration as opposed to the meaning of it. I hear you.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
agree
No,
with
I'm
you.
just
Yeah.
I
it's a
don't
big
And
I don't know
Wikipedia
everything.
says variation celebrated in other Indian religions.
Right.
So I think
Yeah.
that, again, I think that we need to, thank you for raising this, because I think if we're gonna start sort of creating processes around how we give out money, then it is important.
Well, that's what I
Um,
think we should, I think we should. I think we can do a really terrific job looking at the principles that underline all the various religions should we want to. Without calling, because we're gonna make people like the Ukraine thing and all the stuff that's happening, people are gonna get touchy and I think we can do better than poking them.
So, okay, so let's say for this year, we'll continue because we've
Yeah, I
already
think we- I
agreed. And
committed,
then
yeah.
I think in January is when we're looking at the grant program. And so
Good.
we can make sure that that's sort of included around like if there's, because I don't know that we can talk about it later. I don't know that it's our job
How
to
you
say.
do that and how you word
Yeah.
it.
So
that
it is
also
called
gets-
here the major cultural and religious event.
Yeah. And so I
Okay.
think that maybe there's just something that like a question that we can ask of like, is this cultural?
So it's both.
Yeah.
It's both. So I don't know how are we gonna separate that. Comparable to the gift giving and celebratory spirit of Christmas, the fresh start of New Year, and the symbolic light of Hanukkah.
Okay.
And the US state now recognizes Diwali as a holiday.
Last week.
Mm-hmm. That's recent.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I can say.
Good, thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Wait,
Okay.
there's more. No. We
I
wait.
do have this, I passed out this, at the subcommittee meeting with the chair, vice chair, that council member Davis had asked for an event master list, so we
Mhm.
could see what we've done over the years. And
Oh,
she kind of encouraged us to do that so that we're not feeling as if we need to
It's
do.
both sides.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
one
we'll
page,
share
both
one, yeah.
sides.
Think there's two of us?
No,
Okay, we'll share one.
You take one and we share this one here.
Yeah,
no, wait.
It's okay, I
There's
have a bad one now.
Yeah, we have. We're good.
Just quickly go through this, I just put out, because the idea committee wasn't formed until late September 2022. I think the first meeting was in September, so then that whole first half of this year was empty. So I took out those rows for 2022, but you can see 2023 was a very event heavy, and that's probably why we don't have a lot for 2024.
I spoke briefly with the city manager and he's like, yeah, like doing events, it takes a lot of time. So maybe like one event or like one big event a year and like a
Mhm.
few smaller ones is doable. So just to be mindful of that. But yeah, I think we have over
Okay.
the years experienced that we can't do many big.
Well, and again, I think once we have the like grant
Mhm.
program
Mhm.
more sort of identified and concrete, there's also a difference between us, like the AAPI month celebration, that was really heavy on us.
Yeah.
But this is, so sometimes we're just like, here's some money to do something that someone else is taking the lead on. So I think
But just don't-
understanding like who is the owner
Uh-huh.
versus like the collaborator or the support, like we're just
Mhm.
providing the financial support. It's good for that too.
2024 was the beginning of our work planning phase. And then we had to sort of go back to the drawing board after our liaison meeting too.
Well, I was on that night, so.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay, well, I think this is really helpful too for like
Yeah, this is
retrospective.
good. This is good. It's also good to hear that Jeremy or I maybe with the feeling of the council doesn't have an idea in his mind that we should do 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or however many things, you know, that if we were judicious, we could pick things. Because one that I have an interest in also is the C. It's never been done here that I can see, but I want us to see us do something for Martin Luther King, and I don't know what that looks like exactly. And I'd like us to spend some energy on it, maybe even including the kids in it.
I was just gonna say.
I think,
including
I don't mean a
kids.
big thing, you know, like it could just be a small half hour, 45-minute little, you know, ceremony is not the right word either, but reading of some of his writings. It's so easy to
In the
find him.
library, just to
Anywhere,
like, well, if you know,
wherever,
went in
yeah,
the
I
library,
mean,
or maybe having a poster board like we did at the park, and like what does his legacy
Mhm.
represent to
yeah,
you,
anything like
and
that.
have people share, and that could be in the Star Bulletin at some point, or on the Brisbane website.
And I thought that, those of you who have little kids, I'm having, so I'll just excuse myself here, but, you know, maybe you could talk to the Littman teachers and say, hey, you know, would you like to help us with this as a teaching element? Believe it or not, not specifically calling out race, although certainly Martin Luther King has stood up for African Americans, no question. But there's so much that he's written that he's bigger than that. You know, he's bigger than just the race and more about the equality. In fact, I was just listening to some YouTube or something about how we have a right to speak up and we have a right to protest, and you know, and I'm not saying go there because that's a little touchy these days, but you know, there are things that you could glean out, little sound bites even that are easy to do. So thank you for thinking that's a great idea, but I think we'll have to think about that as we get into January because it's January, right?
So
End of
and
January.
October's halfway done.
But the other thing is, does it have to be on his holiday? I mean, it could be later. I don't know.
Well, with that toiletry drive last year, we started it right after the holiday because we didn't have the time to get it.
I think
Before
having it around
then.
his birthday would be more
It's more like
symbolic.
16th. It's the 16th, I think, of January. I do.
Yeah, it's
you guys are planning it next month.
Well, okay. And we don't have to do anything about it, but I just think
I think it would be neat to
cool.
do it.
And I like the fact that we could get the teacher, if I were a teacher, I'm not a teacher either. But you know, I talk to kids to think larger than how I hate to say usually marketed, because he's a bigger person than that. You know, he's a bigger person and he's a bigger human being than that. And I like us to be able to stand up for that.
Yeah, I feel like that might be easier to do with the library partnership. I
Oh, well, okay.
suspect that the schools are like pretty overwhelmed. I don't know. Just something tells me that like, and I think, and I,
They have their
well,
own.
and I would imagine
that
too
I
that,
would
yeah, there's just
imagine.
like, because of the curriculum and like everything is like, I think it would be a lot harder to be like, can we add this to what you're, anything you're already doing?
I
Like,
think the library,
should-
having something at the library,
Yeah.
and would, if we were to do a poster like we did.
I like
today at
that
the park,
idea.
do you think they would let us like leave the poster in the library for a few days and people can just write down what they
Mhm.
think, what Martin Luther King represents to them?
Does
Yeah,
the new
there's
library
one.
have a meeting room? Is there-
Two, yeah, there are two
Okay,
meeting rooms,
okay.
yeah. And they're spacious too, like there's plenty of
Cool.
room.
Great idea.
Yeah, we've done like a youth poetry workshop with United Against Hate Week. I think that was 2 years ago, and it was after school, so the kids, most of them junior high, could come and participate in that.
Mhm.
Cool. Good.
So maybe something like that. And that was in the committee room for that.
Yeah, and actually, that makes me wonder too. And I'm not an expert in curriculum, so I don't know exactly how this would work, but I suspect it would probably be easier to partner with Parks and Rec. I'm thinking of like aftercare. Because Rosie's there every day, and like
Yeah.
if there's obviously there's no school on MLK Day, but like something in that time frame of like if there's, I'm sure that there's, and this isn't exactly what you're talking about because this would be much more like targeting younger kids, but I'm sure that there must be some sort of like craft activity that's like age appropriate, you know. And so I don't know if there is like an aftercare in middle school because our kids are just expected to like be on their own.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's clubs, right? That they can join, but a lot of them just come to the library.
Yeah. So maybe Ingrid and Caroline, are you guys able to reach out to the library and Parks and Rec and see if like that's something that we could help them
Mhm.
co-create, or if there's
Yeah.
appetite for that? Maybe they're already planning something. This would be a good time for us to like know what other groups are doing.
And one of those little short films I thought was brilliant about how they were teaching these little kids about the differences in skin color. I thought it was brilliant.
I love that
It
too.
was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, I just, it was awe-inspiring and sweet, and I just was, I thought it was great.
There's another community partnership that we can make with BBW, Brisbane Dance Workshop. I remember my daughter in theater, they did like little like scenes that they remember either from movie clips, or I wonder if they'll be interested in like doing like a scene from like MLK speeches.
I mean, anything like
Interpretive
that, I think we should get the kids involved, is what I just thought it would be. Because, you know, kids will bring their parents and that, as opposed to the top down, you know, kind of going the bottom up, and they'll bring their kids, it's only because they need a ride. You know, so, I don't know, that's what I thought. And then I just thought, maybe that, I don't know anything about curriculum either, but maybe the principals might be interested, who could go and say, hey, you know, do you want your kids to do a scene, or I don't know, maybe we're running out of time here because it's, and maybe we need to think about this, you know, a year from now,
Mhm.
because it's going to be the holidays and everybody, including
Yeah.
children.
And I personally feel like it's great, and I wonder if there are like really strict like liability issues, or sort of like what you are able to like bring into a school that's
Yeah, I don't know.
part
Yeah,
of the curriculum, or like
there might be
that it needs to
liability.
be something that students can opt into, like, you know, someone's gonna come home and say like, they made me do this, and if it's not part of a like approved
They might
curriculum.
want us to do a background check before we're in school.
Oh, well, we would not be able to
Yeah.
go in unless we were already like volunteers, with, like a TB test. That much I know.
I think it's easier just to do it at the library
Yeah.
and advertise it to
Mhm.
as a
Okay,
family
okay,
friendly
that's good for me.
activity for, you know, all ages, bring little kids, bring preteens, you know,
Mhm.
bring your grandmother.
The schools, school district does help us advertise when we ask.
Oh,
So
okay,
that's
that's good
really
to
nice.
know.
We have a
Mhm.
partnership where we can send them flyers like we've done for like Saturday's Volunteer Pathways event, and they share it through. I think there's a Thursday email to
Cool,
parents.
Yeah.
Mhm.
great.
My son's high school in Daly City does that too. If there's a community event in Daly City, they'll
Uh-huh.
put it in the bulletin.
Right.
So it's good. Yeah, it's a good way to reach, to reach out to the community.
Okay. Carol, thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
And I think, yeah, let's think if there's anything like low hanging fruit for this year, but I think making it a more
Yeah,
robust part of the work plan for 20.
I think so. Now that I have the reality check, it was a good idea, but this is already November. I hate to say.
Yeah,
And then once Thanksgiving rolls into Christmas, nothing's gonna get done by
the
anybody.
year's over.
Yeah, it's already over.
We're quarter of a
I'll go back
century
in
into the
January.
20 like
Mhm.
quarter of a century into the 21st century. That's crazy.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's, no need for that.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else then on the work plan update or legal counsel? I thought that the city council was really excited about what we presented. They all seem super on board. That was great.
Mhm.
Okay. Moving on to notable dates. First is the Day in the Park event debrief. May we have the staff report, please?
Sure, and in the packet are the post-its that were typed up to show what to put on those boards, so everyone can read through. You didn't get a chance, you can tell maybe which ones were done by kids. But basically it was a lot of just wanting to make sure people are feeling included. I think they probably looked at our poster, and I think some people came up to the table just like wondering what this was. I think everyone was there tabling and heard that from at least one person, right? Like, oh, what is the idea committee? And so
Frankly, I tell you, I was a little surprised at how well this was received, because I don't know, I just didn't think it would be.
maybe it was the butterflies.
I don't know, maybe it was the right color, blue and yellow. I don't really know, but people were like, the year before, trying to get people to talk or engage was harder than this time.
I think honestly, I think location, location. And I think being on the like one of the first booths that people are coming to, like, because when we're on the other side, by the time people get there, they're like, what are you doing? Do you have something to give me? I mean, they're just like, they're not as willing to engage.
Not far last year,
And it was
we
hot.
were closer to where the tree used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't, but we were around the corner.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody was coming to push the button on the police. You heard the
Yeah,
police
yeah.
officers thing.
Mm.
Every now and then somebody would push a button and,
So that might have been his daughter.
well, yeah, who gets to do that? I would do it. I think that's tough.
But yeah, I thought I was really pleased with how engaged people were.
Yeah, older as well as
Mhm.
younger. It wasn't just the little kids. So it's good.
Maybe people have been more accustomed to seeing like the booth there the
Mhm.
last few years, the idea committee, and
Yeah, I was very pleased. I was very surprised and pleased. It was good.
but some of the themes that I see are just like the younger parents on government committees.
I mean, I'm not a young parent, but I'm a parent of a young child.
Yeah, I think positivity.
Well, I was surprised with the comment that a woman made about having cameras in the park. She was very adamant about it. It was pretty early.
Yeah, that was our first.
And she was very unhappy that apparently one of the council members, I don't remember his name now, Peter, I think is his first name,
Sure.
wanted to have not because there had been an incident, but because that's what he wanted. Like a CCIT.
There, we
Huh?
left it there.
I know,
on the
I know.
board, and it's captured here too.
No, it's all right. I mean, it's,
Well, I thought what it made, looking at the responses, one thing that like popped in my mind too was, and I don't know, like how we would be able to do this if there's like liability issues or anything, but like doing some sort of, like citywide potluck or something where people can bring like
Oh, that
dishes
sounds so
from their-
fun.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
instead of, I think it's great when we're able to do these like
That would be for
specific.
Danes Park.
No,
or
but
like
just
a
that could be like an
separate one?
event that we host, because I saw stuff about like, oh, let's do like a movie night or something. So like, is there a
Yeah,
way that
right.
we can not take that on ourselves, but not have to identify a specific, like, this is for Asian American month, or this is for Jody the Muertos, but like, this is
Why
just
couldn't
like
we
for
could do
Brisbane.
it we could do a picnic in the park.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying,
I
right? But
think that
like,
would be a lovely idea.
I
That
think,
was
yeah,
there, an
yeah.
international feast.
yeah,
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Like, and
where,
so like, I don't know how you would like, yeah, I don't know if people can just bring food share for a
Well,
city.
there is a month, right, Ingrid? I think it's April where it's a diversity month. So maybe they could be tied to that.
Or if there's like, do we know what month Brisbane was founded?
Well, November was the election.
no, it's too close to the rain time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think it's a nice thing. I don't think we should do inclusion, but you could use words that talks about that, like the
Yeah.
community. A community.
The
get-
vibrant community.
Yeah, we're a vibrant community, and then the town could just buy napkins and
Mhm.
utensils and bring it wherever you
Mhm.
have the tables and chairs
Yeah.
on, you have somewhere,
Yeah.
and put them out. That's a good idea.
I'll
Yeah.
bring Dracula's dish from Romania.
What is Dracula's dish?
Oh, I'll come up with something, there's a few.
yeah. Red, it has to be red beets.
Yeah, and maybe we can, I mean,
Do
I
you
can
guys
even
do
talk,
placenta or is it just
Mariposa does a little street, like
placenta?
block party.
Like the no placenta?
Yeah, they shut down a couple
Placenta?
blocks. And
Placenta,
so,
Yeah, we have placenta.
Placenta, yeah,
You're
Moldovan.
going
Yeah, I've had it in
to-
Moldova.
Yeah,
So, like,
have
how do we
plenty
do
of-
one that's, like,
plenty of those, yeah,
Brisbane-wide?
yeah.
But yeah, I
Could
know
do
it was
in November if we did it.
something like
and then we
that.
get rich.
It's so good.
That's true too.
It's a good dish.
Yeah, that's
At
good.
Mission Blue.
That's,
Oh,
that would be
okay.
a lovely way to
Right.
Is it,
Yeah.
it's difficult to make.
I'm not saying we do it this November.
No, I'm like
Okay.
for next year, we
Okay.
have to reserve it now.
It's worth it.
Okay.
But I like
So-
them.
Mama
Well,
that's also so
Rodriguez is also Romanian, yeah.
That's what my question is around, like, can people bring their own food, or maybe even if you're not selling it, it's okay, or I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
they should, it's my thing, you have to talk to the attorneys, but
But isn't,
you ought to be able to
Sorry.
do a potluck. I guess, I don't know. the
Yeah, that's what I
legal-
don't
I'm not
know
a lawyer,
about.
but-
Yeah.
Maybe we can do some research on. I don't know.
Is that,
I
is
mean,
that something that the legal counsel can just answer?
Yeah, but there's been other events like the adult watercolor class. They do a potluck when they have their show at the library every year.
And so they just bring food,
Yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
worries.
Like, if you aren't selling it, maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
true. I
there's
think
no
most
better way to
selling-
bond than food.
Right.
Well,
Okay. Any other day in the park?
but that would be a
Stop.
separate one from the,
Yeah.
because we have vendors that sell food and I'm
Mhm.
sure they would not be too happy.
Oh, no. I don't think we should add on to that.
Yep.
I was just thinking.
So
when
maybe like,
reflecting on what people had written
Mhm.
at Day in the Park.
so May or June would be a good time for potluck if we're
Mhm.
gonna do it when it's nice and warm.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's more like August and September, but. when
But
the-
May is usually, we are usually.
You're
nice when-
optimistic, I'm not. but
Uh,
Whatever it is, I think it's
But
a
if we're
great idea.
inside at Mission Blue, then that's okay if it's raining or the weather's not great.
Okay, United Against Hate Short Film Festival
Yeah.
coming up.
Coming up.
Coming up. The flyer's here.
Have we decided on the movies? Because I couldn't stay for the whole meeting.
Yeah, I think we had 8 in the end, including an animated one. So
I think it's a great.
Maria will be helping the MC.
Thank you for doing.
The afternoon of just getting some dialogue going after like a series of films. And we can work together. The event subcommittee did have a meeting to just watch some of the films, and then we're thinking about ordering them so that
Good.
there's the opportunity to have the discussion, like maybe right before intermission.
Are you gonna handle the AV? Are you the AV queen? Okay.
Yeah, we'll handle it. This is like council meeting.
It's our best setup.
Okay, well, we'll talk about logistics then, you and I.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't bring them up here.
Who's gonna be there
I'll
for the
come.
committee?
I'm coming.
And then we'll see if more, the schedule, but yeah, September 25th, 1:30 to 3. About, runtime of the films is about 44 minutes. And so I think we'll be right in our hour and a half time frame pretty well.
It's not this Saturday, it's next Saturday.
Next Saturday is the
Yeah,
25th.
Saturday
Yeah.
the
Well, I better
25th.
check that I put it in the calendar.
Okay,
This Saturday is a volunteer lunch.
yeah,
Yeah.
Saturday.
Where is it again? Here?
Well,
It'll be
the
in the-
commission committee appreciation is here on this side at noon. But volunteer pathways is happening right before,
It's across the street.
across the street at 10. But
Okay.
you're welcome to come to as well.
So
But
when they-
we're invited to here at noon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they say,
Like back there in the,
corner.
like where the redwoods are.
Okay,
there's picnic tables out there now,
so it
so,
will be an outdoor lunch.
yes.
Nice.
Mhm.
Cool.
It's not supposed to rain anymore.
No.
Please.
Okay.
So.
I'm gonna remember. Remember what you said. Heavy miss.
Okay, so moving on to new business.
Cool.
Scheduling a policy committee meeting to discuss that display policy.
Well, I think this would be great for the policy subcommittee to meet. City manager did suggest that the idea committee, as part of like the work of the committee to have that recommendation brought forth. And if it's the desire to see different flags, then that's up to the idea committee. So it might be, we thought it'd be best to do some research about what other cities are flying and if there's a time set period for them to fly certain flags, then we could do that research ahead of the subcommittee meeting. So we can have a more robust conversation about if things should change with the flags here at the community park. We do have the flag display schedule on the idea committee's page, which is brisbanecity.org/idea. It's the 2025 schedule, so probably this could be a subcommittee meeting, later this year. So if we were to make changes, we can make those changes for next year.
Okay.
That's the thought.
Are we trying to schedule that right now?
Should we try to schedule it right now? Yeah, why not? Since we have policy subcommittee members. Well, Quita's not here, but you and Carol are.
I feel like Quita will be the hardest to schedule, so I think if we want her there, we need to probably work around her schedule.
Okay.
Given that she's not here, I mean, I know that this was like a
Uh-huh.
first, but I know that she travels a lot.
Okay.
So
get
question,
that.
given that I move back and forth between locales for a committee meeting, can I attend remotely?
Yeah,
It's not like the Brown Act thing, you know?
it will be, but you just have to let us know.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Then we just we'll notice it accordingly.
Okay, cool.
Are folks interested in meeting in November?
That's fine.
We have on the 12th, we have the Festival of Lights meeting, right?
November 12th.
Yeah, and it's earlier, it's at 5:30.
I'll have to double check.
I think you said 5:30.
Oh, is that for
Yeah.
Park and Rec?
Is that gonna be here?
It's across the street.
Across the
There's a large
street.
Conference room.
Yeah,
in
and
Alley.
it's at 5:30, right?
Yeah, let me just double check that.
The 12th is the second. The 12th is the second Wednesday.
Oh, right. There's also a age-friendly workshop at Mission Blue that day. From 10:30 to 1:30.
And the 19th is our idea thing. Thanksgiving is like the 28th this year,
The 20th.
27th.
27th, okay.
The last week.
We should shoot for the first week of November.
First week of November. For the policy subcommittee. Okay, we can ask Quita when she's available.
And find out where her schedule is. I can be somewhat flexible if you'll let me
Veterans Day?
do the calling.
Yes,
November 11th?
yeah, we
Is
are
it?
doing a
It's
flag
also
raising.
Thursday?
on-
Yeah,
Yeah,
So like
it's
a
the 11th.
Tuesday.
I Masha, yeah, it's at 5:30 on the
Yeah,
12th.
It has to be the first week because there's like a Veterans Day holiday.
but and then we'll have our regular meeting on the 19th, right?
Yeah. But then no meeting in December.
No, okay. Oh, I didn't know. That's interesting.
Okay, so week of the 3rd or that week. Okay, we will be in touch with Alex and crew.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving on to announcements. Are there any staff announcements?
Just don't forget the appreciation.
Yeah,
Saturday.
appreciation on Saturday, and there's gonna be a video debuting at the Pathways event that one of our committee members is featured in. So thank you, Masha, for contributing to that. I just got to see a rough cut of it this morning. That looks really good.
Oh, okay.
Let your
We're doing a
neighbors
good job.
know. Let your neighbors know too.
Oh yes, if you could. I think we have about almost 20 people signed up, but yeah,
Okay, nice.
yeah, they're trickling in.
I have to tell you, I was really pleasantly surprised. It's not like on watch short videos and I looked at the ones you sent around and I told you they were cool and they were really cool because they were to the point and they were short. But I mean that in the best way, they were very powerful
Yeah.
and they,
Pack a punch.
You come
Yeah.
across with these like, oh, there's like film festivals for like 1 minute short films. And like, how much possibly can you?
I know, but
Capture it in
they
1
were
minute.
great.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm like, I love these.
Yeah.
These are.
I was very surprised, learned a lot, but it was good. Very cool.
All right, any committee member announcements?
I would actually just like to say that I just seen Caroline there too, the lyrical opposition mixer was really pleasant. Because I'd never been inside of it, a couple times that we passed by because my son is into music. And they were closed, but I learned that they were also being presented with a proclamation. So, but they're speaking of short films, that's what they do in addition to like their recording studio, but they're also doing documentaries and they're all about like social justice and really shining a light on things that are going on, not just in Brisbane, but like in the local Bay Area. I think they started in San Francisco where their studio was. And now they're here and have been doing this for like 10 years. So another like little unknown secret unearthed, but it was a really nice little get together.
We'll have one of their music videos as part of the short film festival. Yeah, it's not ever, I think, been like put out to the world, but they shared it.
The world
via
debut.
a Google Drive link that we can show. They wanted to be at the short film festival, and they are debuting one of their own films that same day, I think, in
Castro
Oakland.
Valley,
So
yeah, yeah.
not able to, but they'll be there in the form of their music video.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our idea committee, one of the founding members is the head of lyrical opposition, Christian, who you probably met.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he was one of
Something
the
that
founding
would
members.
be good for them to make a presentation to us. That what they do is not that well known.
That would be a great idea, actually. I think they would be they'd love to do that.
I've been listening a long time. I didn't know anything about them, to
Mhm.
be honest, and it would be great if they would, it doesn't have to be long. It could be 10 minutes,
Yeah.
15 minutes, but if they could pop down sometime at what works for them and
Okay. And you can see if they're available for November meeting. Do that? Is that okay?
But I would really be supportive of hearing what they're doing. Sound like it's what we should be doing. Well, not should be, but we could work together and
Yeah.
be supportive.
Anything else? Look at us. Meeting is adjourned at 6:45. I know.